All right, let's start the show. So, hello guys. Welcome back to the what's this thing called?
Shame on you for forgetting your own show.
Yeah, it's a podcast show where we're talking about movies. Oh yeah, the potato couching. I'm very sorry about that, but that is the name of this segment here. And today, I'm joined by a really good friend of mine. His name is. Do you want me to tell you to tell them like your name?
Hi, I'm Will.
Yes, his name is Billy. So
I'm your
yeah,
friendly neighborhood psychopath.
yeah, Billy. Yeah. So
You're a psycho-
Billy now currently is not staying in the same city with me, but we know each other for not very long actually. So, but that's another story for another time, you know. Because today we're gonna be discussing about a really um, particularly disturbing movie. If that's if that's like the one of the simplest way to describe Come and See, which was released in when
Well,
the
what a
movie
way to
released.
market a movie, no, Wilson. You should call it, you know, a unique experience instead of disturbing.
I guess so. I guess so.
Yeah.
The movie came out in 1985, and it was directed by
This guy named 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽𝓪. I hope
some
I
some
pronounced
guy
his name right.
some okay his full name is 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽𝓪, I think. If I butchered his name down, I'm very sorry, but we try to acknowledge as much people as we can, because of this is a very like a very special movie that I think deserves uh, a lot more attention, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's starring Alexei Krav. She what?
Alexei Kravchenko.
Kravchenko. Yeah, I think
Right?
he plays
Kravchenko.
the main character in
Yeah,
like
Leora.
the child.
Mm.
And then there's also like other people like Olga Mironova. She plays like the love interest. Is it? If you could say that.
They're all
Um,
kids, they're just enjoying their time of their life, and unfortunately, it gets pretty, you know,
I guess so. I
they
guess
didn't
so.
really enjoy their youth very well, did they?
Mm. Okay. Yeah, and there's a lot of other people that I wanted to mention, but I don't want to keep it like too. I don't make it like too long because this is we try to keep it like as short as possible. So okay, let's start with the yeah, Billy. What do you think about the movie? More or less.
It's really a roller coaster, like quite literally, because the thing is, it is a very long movie. It's over 2 hours long, and
Mm,
there are and you can tell that there's part of it that like age, but then again, it doesn't age very well because it's quite slow. But then again,
mm,
right? I suppose that also helps to build up the atmosphere. But when it hits, right? When you get to the key scenes, it hits really hard and then, like suddenly wakes you up. And I think, right, this whole thing
mm,
is like this, like you're like in a fever dream, or heck, more like a nightmare,
mm.
where even though the movie itself is quite realistic and there's nothing about it that feels how to put this, like how Hollywood movies are, right, when they're trying to like sanitize and clean up all the messy bits and then like make it more marketable. This
Mm.
movie has none of that. It's just
Yeah, I
pure
agree.
raw
I
emotion.
agree.
Yet at the same time, right? like I said, it has this dreamlike quality to it because of the way the scenes are being shot and how some things are quite surreal. So it's not necessarily super realistic yet, but it's a very weird experience. I can't really describe it very well in words.
You did mention you did, because like you showed me like your notes, right? I think a few days ago, and you mentioned about like the first few words that you said is like having a dreamlike quality. Like what do you mean by the dreamlike quality? I don't really remember it being dreamy at all. I think if I was like kind of like the opposite of that.
Do you remember some of the close-up scenes where
Yeah.
the camera just focusing on a bunch of characters, and the
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is, it's completely focused on the character. It's just directly in front of them, and the character looks straight at the camera. And something about the acting, right? It kind of makes it uncomfortable because the camera is too close. All you can see is just their face and maybe a sense of like bit of background to the sides. But it's just they're just directly staring at you, and the dialogue is weird. Like take for example, right? In the early in the movie, right? There's a girl character, right? She's a teen, and she is talking to the main lead of Leora, and how she mocks and belittle him for being like a child in the resistance. And like that's
Wait. Which character is this? Sorry.
Glasha, the
Oh
girl.
yeah, Glasha. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry. Okay.
yeah, and then and I don't know, something about her, right? I mean, you can tell that she's mocking him, but something about her dialogue, right? It just has this eerie feels to it. For example, like she suddenly brought up the idea that their commanding officer cries in his sleep, and I think it before that, right? Before that scene, the commanding officer and her they share eye contact in a very uncomfortable way. So I'm just wondering, like, what could this mean? Does it actually imply anything? Do they have a certain relationship? But even so, right? She said some weird things like, "Oh yeah, he's going to die very soon," or like, "Yeah, look at you. You don't see me. I'm alive. I exist." It's very weird. I don't know if it's something that doesn't translate well from Belarusian or Russian. I don't know which language they use. Back towards English. But yeah, like just reading the subtitles and all, like, and um, it's just them talking, or rather, them talking, but you're looking at her creepy face. That's that dreamlike sequence, and also like I think I already told you, right? We watched the restored version. So it has been recently remastered back in 2017 by another dude. And one thing that I do notice comparing the remaster and the original version is that they actually use face tracking to keep the face right in the center of the screen. So you can see a bit of wobble of the background here and there, but I think that
Okay.
really elevates the unsettling nature of the scene.
True. Okay. Where
What do
do I
you
go
think?
from here? Where do I go from here? Yeah, because you mentioned about that scene where she's like mocking who's who's the main character again? I keep on forgetting his name.
Flora.
Flo, 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 Floria.
Fleora, same, I think.
Okay,
Fleora.
Fiona.
If you're Russian or Belarusian, or we apologize. We're trying our
Yeah,
best.
it's okay. We don't feel that bad for you. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, Fiora. Yeah, that scene. Because when I was seeing it, and then I was thinking, what is this supposed to like? What is this supposed to mean? Is it supposed to be like this bit of like the director just wanted to try something like art house experimental like kind of thing, or is because the thing is here, right? You do have to keep in mind this is a Russian movie, okay? Um,
No, it's
is it
even
is it
better
is
than
it
that.
is it is
It's
it
a
a Russian?
Soviet movie.
Yeah, sorry. It's a Soviet film that was made at the time where Stalin Stalinism is still a thing, right? Um, and the thing is that also because of that, then because the thing is we as a society now are definitely have way kind of past that. Even like the Russians too, they already passed like that stage. Maybe there's like some um remnants like sprinkle uh for like our modern culture, but it's like it's because us looking to this world, it's very foreign for some reason, and also because it's in another country. So I think that it probably is supposed to be like endearing and kind of um like kind of wholesome in a weird way. I mean, the reason why I say it's weird, and I think the reason why you say it's dreamy, I think is because of that culture, um, uh, that cultural difference.
Yeah,
At least that's what I get, because I'm not entirely sure what's that's like if anything, I don't have the word dreamy that doesn't come to my mind.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. How to put this? Like, it's just
mm,
a brick, one piece of brick that builds the entire house, right?
mm,
And I
mm,
do think that it's a build up towards
mm,
the end, because I think in hindsight, right, the
mm,
whole conversation is, I think by that point Glasha is already shell shocked before Fleora is, because she did mention something about her family gets deported to Germany, which you know what that means. Um,
mhm,
and probably she's probably already somewhat crazy by that point, and she just want to be happy yet, and she's mocking Glasha for, one, like, for him practically playing a soldier, right? And
mhm,
yeah, you're right though. It's like that probably there are some missing cultural context. Yet I think it's just
mm,
like, fortunately, it's even though if there's like this missing one missing piece, uh, uh, the it still doesn't hinder our. Uh, I was about to say the word enjoyment of the movie, but I suppose the word enjoyment is a very wrong word for this movie. It's an experience, like it still
I don't think you
immerses.
should. I don't think the word enjoyment should be anywhere be in this movie, unless you have a you have a sick fantasy or something. No, no, no. Like I'm being serious, because uh it's kind I think I told you about this before too. Uh if you have seen some like movies that deals with like very serious subjects like this one, which I have like a few times already. The word I would describe is like not it's definitely not enjoyment, because it's a good movie. Like I won't lie, it's really really good.
Oh yeah, 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 it's very good.
But um, it's something that you just have. It's like once you see it, uh, like the impact that the movie gave you is not pleasant, right? Obviously,
But I
So
suppose it is part of
enjoy. But
yeah.
so the word enjoyment, that doesn't really like it is the complete opposite of what you're actually like feeling, after you've seen it.
Yeah, but it's practically like human experience really that
Mm,
you come and go through like high and lows in life,
mm, mm,
and I think it's important for us to recognize that there's so much that we can experience as a human, and I think this like fill in one piece of puzzle. And fortunately, it's still just a movie, so like you don't have a crappy life just to go through, just to experience this. Oh,
mm.
actually,
Yeah,
speaking of
sure.
like experience and all, right? Apparently, back in when the movie was premiered, um, Kilmov actually prepared ambulance outside some cinemas just to make sure that if any of the viewer, yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Just in case that if some of the viewer pass out. All right. Yeah, we should tell how to put this, like some of the key scenes in the movie. I suppose this is going to be spoiler territory, isn't it? But
I mean,
I suppose,
okay, okay, okay. To be fair, it's like a podcast usually would definitely dive into like spoilers.
all right.
I mean, technically, we already spoiling like one of the uh main um yeah, like main plot point of the movie. I was like when he met like Gasha, and like her
Well,
just like
that's the first
bullying
50
him.
minutes, so that doesn't really
Yeah,
count.
yeah.
That's a premise,
Um,
not
but
the
but
meat of
but
the
but
movie.
she does play um she doesn't have like a major role. She has like a very um what's the word? Um
Here's one thing that I gotta say for her, right? She actually helps to um, push Flora into madness. If you think about it, for example, towards the middle
True,
of the
true.
movie,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. True, 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 true.
it's like
Oh.
both of them
Mhm.
are traumatized kids, so technically she still support him. Yet at the same time, I think she can be quite overreactive, and that's what makes Flora even more stressed out than he needs to
Mm-mm.
be.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. So shall we talk about what happened next?
Actually, I want to talk about the like this scene that I just remembered that got me like really really bad is when it's pretty much like the opening. So uh Theora is about to be recruited, right, by like the officers. Like the officer just like one day just bang into like his house and then ask him like, hey, we need you to join the army because we need to fight like the Germans and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
then
I was totally
you can
confused at that point.
and then you can see that he looks really excited, which is like I was thinking, oh fuck, oh no.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you know what that kind of movie it is, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
tell
yeah.
me
I'm like, oh
one
fuck.
war movie where they actually show an excited child seriously. It's always going to be subversive. You
Because
cannot
because
do that seriously.
because here's the thing. It's like out of context. It's so stupid. It might sound stupid, right? But if you think about it, um, propaganda is a thing, especially like during war. And I also like study like propaganda like as like one of my uni assignments too. Like if you remember, like a few
Yeah, I
few few
remember
months
that.
back. Yeah. So it's a big thing for like war because they want people to join and eagerly join. It's not like we're forcing you to join because we don't have enough people. Like they're trying to in a way brainwash people um to volunteer and think and make them think that, oh, I'm doing something really good for like my country or some bullshit like that. So they obviously like, oh yeah, I want to join. And the thing is, because more and more people join, so if you don't really join the army, you kind of will be looked at like as like weak,
Yep.
right? You're gonna be ostracized, obviously. So even if you don't really want to, you still kind of have to join just to blend in with the majority. It's just still
Oh man.
really it's just still really messed up. But the one that got me the most is when like the mom's reaction to like hearing the general said, "Hey, we need you now," and there's like we're not gonna like have like a long conversation about this. Like we need to go now, like that kind of thing. And then the mom is just like breaking down, like crying, and
No,
just like
he didn't say that.
losing her cup.
He didn't
Sorry.
say that. It's just because there's two people, right? I assume the other one is the officer and the other is just a regular soldier, right? The regular
Mhm.
soldier just he keeps making funny noises and like tells some story. Yeah, there's
Mm.
this like an unsettling atmosphere throughout the whole thing because like I think it takes a while before the mother and this Fliora's sister to realize what's going to
Mm.
happen, right? Because the thing is, his baby sisters were laughing at the soldier, but I don't know
Oh yeah,
something about
yeah,
right. Like even as a kid, you over time it finally dawns on you, right, that
yeah.
you might not see your brother ever again.
Mm.
Which, continuing the plot line, which technically that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get to see Fleora again.
I'm no, because who, whoever who's like the actress for like the mom was like, wow, like that is a really realistic reaction of what happens if you like if your son like needs to go somewhere and you probably might not see like your son again, like that kind of thing. Because I think she knows exactly what's more or less like knows what's going to happen to her son,
Yeah.
but the son is like super like it's like super brainwashed. So he's like, oh yeah,
Okay. Okay. Here's
wanna join the
the thing,
army.
right?
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's not brainwashing at I don't know. Okay, okay. But before that, right? I don't know how much brainwashing is involved, and I don't know how much propaganda material that the Sons see. But then again, remember they're in like this backwater village, so I doubt they see that much media content at all. But I think it's just like some word of mouth and probably and a lot of half truths and missing information. That's why he's eager to fight. Because I mean, like, if someone asks you, like, "Hey, defend your country," and you don't know anything about war, and they tell you, like, "Yeah, defend your country so you can protect your loved ones," of course you'll take up arms. But if when you don't know what kind of risks that it might involve, I don't think propaganda matters a lot. And even if it is, I don't think that's a point of the movie. It's just a kid, like what, maybe give or take like 12, 14, 15 years old, doesn't know anything about the world. Yep.
But then again, even though it's like a backwater village, like you said, like the word of mouth, that's also like one of the ways that they try to influence like these young boys to take part to be in the army, with false information, like pretty much. Uh, so that in itself is technically already propaganda, in a way, because like they want to make it sound very marketable and as um like uh very, it's like, oh, if you join this, you're gonna get something good. It's like pretty much like even like nowadays, like how people like try to sell you of like the MLMs and like all that stuff. It's a similar tactic, but this is yes, not like it's not like the typical propaganda, but they I'm pretty sure they use some propaganda tactics. But the thing is, um I don't think they uh like in the movie they don't show it, like they don't show how they influence like him to think like this, to be like happy to join the army, which is fine. That's not really the point. Yes, you're right. But I think it's kind of also the thing about you because like I kind of know like a little bit of like the Soviet history, so my prior knowledge to that, and now I'm thinking like, okay, now I kind of could see why someone like this can like willingly want to volunteer himself to do the quote unquote the greater good for like humanity, or like something like that. But yeah, what a really really good opening. Like seriously, that was. Whew. uh, I don't wanna. I probably wouldn't wanna watch it again though. To be honest with you.
Oh, well, let's be real. Let's say that you found another movie buff, right? And they like to talk about war history and all. I'm sure you're going to recommend them this movie anyway. And depending on the situation,
sitting
you
with
might
them,
watch it with them.
but sitting with them, I don't think I'm gonna do that because oh boy, it's gonna be a very very awkward like sit through. It's really really awkward.
Hey, at least you have a
Especially
coping buddy, you know.
nah. Even it's kind of like you want to take someone on a date, and this is like the movie that you guys want to see.
Oh man.
Okay, if you both want to see this, I think that's fine. I mean, actually, that's good. That means you have very similar taste. Yeah, messed up similar taste, but you know it is what it
Well,
is.
well,
But
you should watch.
if like one person is like suggesting like somebody who's not really interested with this kind of subject matter and probably wants to stay away from it, that'll be oh yeah, that'll be the a very very interesting conversation. Once
Oh
you guys
yes.
both
A little bit
experience
of
the
warning
movie.
for there's
Yeah.
a little bit of warning for you, dear listener. The movie is quite graphic. Yeah, has a lot of graphical content. Well, technically, it's not as graphic as you think. Like, you know, it's not like Human Centipede kind of level where they show you the gore and the nastiness. Technically, a lot of the violence here are implied, but the implication is pretty horrific as it is, and it's already have that nightmarish feel to it. So yeah, it's more shockful. So yes, so be careful who you invite to watch this movie. You don't want someone to pass out on your couch.
Mm-hmm. Let's briefly run through the what's that one? Yeah, that scene where he so he and I was about to say goulash.
They're not in Siberia. It's not
Gosh,
gulag.
so the kid and the Gasha like they ran back home like to like the kids like home, and then uh it's like oh like nothing, like nobody's here, you know, it feels weird, and you also get like this
Yeah.
weird feeling. It's like okay, yeah, where does oh no, they're taken away, are they, like I was assuming that they were taken away before the scene when it was revealed that they are all literally slaughtered, like
At the back of the house.
yeah, at the back of the house. Like oh fuck me. Uh,
Oh yeah. I had to
wait,
pause the scene.
did the kids saw that or not? I don't remember.
Okay. Only Glasha saw it, but not
Fuck.
Leora. Leora was too busy
Oh
running.
fuck.
So
Oh
yeah,
my
and
god.
I don't know though. Actually, maybe Fleora did see it, but maybe he was in denial. It wasn't made clear. Because think
Yeah,
about it, like Glasha didn't have any connection to any of those villagers.
true.
But Fleora does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because think about
and
it, like
then
you don't want to see your mom to be in that pile of bodies, like literal pile of bodies.
mm,
Uh,
mm,
Pretty horrible.
mm.
And
Not only
to
your mom,
think that
your two little sisters too.
yeah, exactly,
Probably
baby sisters.
they're there too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh man, to think that those kind of things are probably normal occurrence during the war, it's pretty haunting.
It kind of makes you um like man if is there like any other options like besides this, you know, because like I mean, okay, violence is, you know, violence is violence, but do you really have to do this, you know? I mean, it's like
difficult.
if you want to execute somebody, like you have to do it like on that's like okay. Yeah, okay. Like you kill the person on that's fine. At least you bring the body away and not just put it there for like someone else to like see like and like traumatize them for like life or something. It's
Why
like
would you do that? Like you're on schedule, your job is to push through the front line. You don't need to worry about taking a grave. And plus,
true,
like
true.
there, you don't know these people. Like, why would you give them the dignity? And don't forget, from the Nazi point of view, they're subhumans.
Mm,
They
mm, mm,
don't they don't have the right to exist. At least that's according to Nazi ideology.
mm, mm, mm.
So why would you bury them?
I think this at least in that okay another movie that I think we will also have seen together 1917.
Uh-huh.
Um, should I spoil this too? Like just like a little bit.
I have a feeling, right? People who
Uh,
really likes 1917 might be more interested watching this. So yeah, maybe they already have watched 1917. Go ahead.
okay, fuck. I'm just gonna I'll briefly spoil this movie. So what happens is there's I think you also remember the scene where like you thought like the whole movie is just gonna be like these two main characters is gonna they're gonna uh do their messaging like journey and get out of it like alive, but turns out that's not the case because when they try to rescue like this pilot who crash lands, uh turns out that he's
The
like
German
on the
pilot, right?
opposing, yeah, the German pilot. Yeah, and like the German pilot like stabs like one of the main characters, and we get to see that like, oh fuck. And then so so the guy who is still alive, um he requested that I at least we try to bury his body or something. uh and did they actually do it or not? I kind of forgot a little bit.
No, they didn't burn the
Did they?
body. They just leave the body there. And the thing is, like, that's the reason why they rescue him, just because like death by burning is not a good way to go. And like
Mm,
they have the humanity just to save him, even though they know that he's the enemy.
yeah, yeah. But the thing is that this is a comrade, right? This is like a person that you are fighting alongside with, and you just like because the thing is they already made like some sort of connection. So and then you like you saw like your mate just like got shot like that, and then and then people like your generals telling you to like leave him alone. It's like, oh fuck me. Because the thing is,
Oh,
you
wait,
kind of
hang
want to
on. You're
help.
talking about the main character's body? I thought you were talking about the German pilot's body.
I'm talking about the main character's body. I'm
Oh,
talking
I
about the
think
main
they
character's
bury him.
body.
Oh
Did they
no,
burn
no,
him?
no. Oh, sorry. They
No,
didn't
no,
bury him.
no.
But at the trailers they put him in a more concealed place because they put him like next to a house, not in the middle of the field. They don't have time to bury him.
Mm.
But at the trailers that's the least that they could do.
Yeah, which is I mean, honestly, like ethically speaking, is not enough. Right?
Yeah, but
But
they're on the clock.
mhm,
They have a job to do.
mm,
It's difficult.
it is. So it kind of makes you think that because okay, obviously, not none of like both of us we've ever like been through shit like this. But
I hope I will
thankfully,
never have to go through that.
thankfully, um, like who knows in the future? I mean, hope to God know in the future, like something like this won't happen to like.
Hush. Don't jinx it.
But yeah, God, oh my God, especially oh yeah, when they're running and they are um yeah, like the two kids are like running through like this is it a quicksand or a mud? It's a it's
Um,
a it's
it's
a,
a
it's a
swamp.
it's a swamp. Yeah,
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 so
yeah.
it's both muddy and watery at the same time.
It's a swamp, and then you can see like just like these little kids are just um yeah,
Man, the
basically
acting.
they're like they're in fucking they're in denial, right?
No.
and the way
Leora is in
and
denial. But the thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
I think 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽, she just follow him anyway because she's also confused. Like, think about it, like,
Yeah.
yeah, after what you witnessed, I'm sure your mind just went blank.
No, the thing is that what kind of how are you able to get this like this kid? Like he's literally a kid, even in real life. How do you get
Oh
this kid to
yes,
be able
yes.
to do like that? You know, like what? Like wait, what
Oh, don't forget
what
that's
did the director
actually
did?
their first movie, by the way. That's very crazy, you
Oh
know, like the
wow,
amount of
oh
acting
wow,
talent they have.
oh
And not
wow.
only the acting talent, I have a feeling that Mr. Kilmov, the director, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure he pushed them as hard as he could. Yeah,
Or
I wonder if we
is
should
it
call
like
him the
Kubrick?
Soviet Kubrick. Yeah, exactly, the
Oh
Soviet
fuck.
Kubrick. Think about it.
Oh. If that's the case, then I'm pretty sure he has no like I'm pretty sure he has made them like cry on like set or like
Oh,
get them to like break down. I'm pretty sure
I'm
because
sure
like
probably.
kind of like a performance. I don't think you can get it with like it's like Spielberg is like let's just do your scene, and then I'm like, oh, this if it doesn't turn out well, we'll figure something out,
Oh,
it's okay. No.
although, right, just something interesting to note, right?
Mm,
Like these kids, right? They went through hell and all for acting, and they did a lot of crazy shit. For example, right? One example. Remember when? Okay, later on, we might get back to it, but later on in the movie, Flora and his friend, right? One of his friend, that he make along the way, one of the resistance fighter, they were robbing a cow. Sorry, they're stealing a cow from a farmer, right?
mm.
And then the cow got shot at.
The
And
cow got shot at.
apparently, right, in the
Oh
movie,
yeah.
during the making of the movie, they actually killed that cow.
What the fuck? Really?
They did, yes. And
Oh my
then
god.
Alexei Kravchenko, right, the child actor, he actually did stab the cow because like he got desperate and he tried to pull the dead cow to his village. So I think he got desperate and like he was thinking about cutting the legs, but he actually did stab that carcass.
Oh my god. What the
Yeah.
oh wow.
Like they
Okay.
actually did hurt some animals here and there, and I think towards the end as well, in the middle of a battle scene, you see a horse just lying down in the middle of the road because they did cripple the horse in real life. They
Oh
crippled the
my
horse
god.
for the movie.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
And there's more to that. So another thing, right? In the beginning of the movie, Fleora did step on a bunch of eggs. It is real eggs, by the way, and it's a bonus point that the eggs is almost completely what's the word? Like ready to hatch because you get to see the meat and bones and all. All right, and
Wow.
just to show the dedication of the child actor, right?
I didn't. I mean, I did a variation, but I didn't go like this far. Like, wow, I didn't know
Don't worry.
they
Oh
went
my!
here.
I did my research before coming to today's episode. A lot
Oh
of research,
fuck.
and I got really, really dragged deep into it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and also, as the movie progresses, right, Fleora gets traumatized more and more after seeing all the atrocities and
Mhm.
all the bad shit that happened to him and his loved ones.
Mm.
Um, you do notice that he gets progressively older and older and older. And the thing is, they actually dyed his hair. So I mean, like, oh yeah, it's
Okay.
a hair dye, so not too bad, right? But
Mm.
apparently, the material they use um, includes real silver, and I forgot the other compound. But the thing is, the dye doesn't wear off for many months, so he legit go back to school with white hair for a few months.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
a very strong dye.
Hopefully it pays the bills.
Here hope so. Oh wait, it's a collapse of the Soviet Union a few years later.
Oh. Wait. What?
Yeah, because wait, hang on. When did the Soviet Union collapse? I think like in 5 or 6 years time. Oh well, I mean, I
Is
suppose
it is
it's a
it
bit.
is it around like 92 or something?
Yeah, around that time. Movie came out in 84, 84 or 85.
Mm.
Oh yeah, it's in 85.
85. It's
Yeah.
85. That means it's 7 years later then.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. So
You also
yeah, like.
mentioned.
Hmm?
Sorry. No.
No, you go ahead.
You just go first. Okay.
No.
You just said here like 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽𝓪 shot live ammunitions over the actor's head to enforce their acting.
Yeah,
Like,
he did.
is okay.
Well, I don't think he shot it at them, but at the very least, just to scare them.
What the fuck?
It kind of makes you think, right? Whether the actual actors themselves ever seen firearms before the making of that movie.
Oh, what the fuck? I mean, okay, all right. I'm not sure if like our audience knows about this news, right? That was recently like popping, which is Alec Baldwin accidentally shot a live round to like the cinematographer of his next new film, and then now he's like
Uh,
facing court trial.
Poor Baldwin. I like that dude.
No, seriously, like fuck the prop master, like how are you this careless? Like, come on, man. This is you're dealing with
Yeah,
like guns, man. Like, what? Wow.
carelessness also stole us Brandon Lee. Sad, because the thing is, he was what movie was he starring in?
Isn't it
The
the Crow?
Crow. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, the
it's the
Crow.
Crow. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, I'm sure I don't know what kind of talent that person have, but think about this way: he's Bruce Lee's son, and who knows? Maybe he's actually good with Jeet Kune Do and martial arts. Maybe we'll have more like a Bruce Lee like movie. But
Actually,
no,
from
fate
what I've
has
seen,
stolen us. Huh?
from what I've seen, like usually like these like kids from like famous celebrities, right? Um, they could turn out like either way. So either
They
they
could,
gonna
but
be
you still have a better chance of having more good movies.
yeah, true. Like Denzel Washington's son is like in like wait, is it his son? Yeah, it's
Yeah, his son.
yeah, his son is in like Tenet, is it? John David
Wait,
Washington. Yeah,
huh?
it is him. Yeah, it is him.
Wait, are you talking
That's
about John David Washington?
yeah, John. I think his name is John David Washington or something. Yeah, he's in like the guy from Tenet. He's Denzel's like son, real life son.
Ah,
Yeah. And then who else? Who's like who has a pretty good career? Um, Sofia Coppola. Sofia Coppola is pretty good director. Well, I don't know about recently, but
well, I've never watched
she
any of her movie
made
except
pretty good
Godfather.
movies. Yeah. Well, who else I can think of? Scott Eastwood. Maybe not like the best actor around, but he is a pretty good entrepreneur, I would say. So that's that. But basically, what I'm saying is, yeah, you're right. You can like usually the chances of like them being successful is much higher. I mean, yeah, it's good for them, but okay, back to the freaking like live rounds. Like, what the fuck? Like, if you want to scare them, right? Like, you really need to use live rounds. Like, are you serious? Oh my god.
Why not?
Uh,
I'm just joking. Yeah,
isn't airsoft already a thing back then? I hope it is
probably it is,
airsoft.
but who knows?
What?
I mean, dude, this is at the height of Cold War, so think about it that from this way. I think it's easier to find a real gun back then.
It is easier. It is easier, but even the okay, I hope he's shooting blanks. I really hope he's shooting just blanks, and even that was like it's also
Well,
still
I mean,
very
if he's
dangerous.
shooting blank, then the news article would mention that he was shooting blanks on top of the actor's head, wouldn't it? But
Wow.
no, it says live rounds.
I wonder how many like courtroom cases like this director gets because
Eh,
wow.
dude, like, why do you need to worry about the courtroom when the Red Army sponsor your movie? Okay, here's the thing, right? I gotta say, this kind of topic comes up here and there where we are applying our own etiquette and also sense like judgment, like today's our modern standard up towards back in the day, which is I don't think it's you can't really apply it that way because they have their own set of ethics, and at the very least, right? At the very least, they actually nobody died. No, I mean, like sure there are dead animals, but no real human being are harmed. So I think that, and it still makes a very compelling movie, and it's probably one of the best anti-war movie ever. One of the best. So I think it's still
Yeah, in this sense, I do agree with that too.
yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's like a small price to pay. And as it's a very small price to pay if it will dissuade you to join war.
Like the thing is that I don't think they can like what they did in the production back in I think when they're shooting this, I'm pretty sure it's around like 84 or something, like middle to late 84, in the 90s, and then in like 1984. So if like let's say this movie, uh, if like this okay, like let's say if like just like an alternate reality where this director hasn't made this movie yet until around this time, and then he wants to make this movie now, I don't think it would be as impactful, if that makes sense, because of like modern ethics and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Is way more restrictive to what
probably.
you can and you cannot do.
Yeah, and also the fact that the memory of World War is still somewhat fresh by that point. Because think about it, it's only like what less than 40 years, no, around almost 40 years after World War II end. So a lot of people who lived through that time, they're still like they're still somewhat young, like what in their 50, 60
Mm-hmm.
compared to like today. So
True,
I
true,
think
true.
yeah, so there's that context.
Mm.
Yeah, and don't
Right, right.
forget, this is like a Soviet movie. I don't know what kind of whether Soviet during its height have this kind of mentality with today's China, where the movie that you make right has to depict the Soviet as a good guy or something, and like got sentenced to hell with it, not just for the sake of money, just to make it look good, and like to inspire nationalistic fervor, but maybe he had something else in mind as well. Oh, right. I did a bit more research about this. Well, actually, I don't think it really counts because I was about to say that his wife died. His wife is also a movie director, but probably it contributes to his depression. But actually, already had planned to make this movie before his wife died, so I don't think that counts.
Or or kill Mob's wife.
Yeah, passed away.
Oh,
I forgot
okay.
how
Oh,
she passed away. Yeah.
oh, oh, okay, okay. Okay. That actually, I kind of understand like a little bit why did he made some of the decisions, not all of them. That's some of them. Mm, interesting.
I don't know why, but suddenly I remember Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's like
No,
was
no, no.
made when the
No,
creator
no,
is
no.
in
Stop,
depression.
stop. No. We're not talking about that today. No.
Okay, okay.
Stop. Um. Hey,
Yeah. Anyway, so
I think this is like the most iconic one, which is uh what's that one? Yeah, he was trapped in this in like a room of like in this like I think it's like a farmhouse or something, with like a bunch of people being crammed in,
I
and
should tell the premise that builds up towards that. So yeah. So he tried to steal the cow, but the thing is, the German shot the cow, right? So he can't.
yeah.
He's a little boy. He can't drag the carcass because before that, the cow at least can still walk with him. And then
Mm,
he tried to steal a horse, right? From this old man. But instead of
mhm.
being angry, the old man actually tries to hide him from the Germans. So he has
Oh,
to make like false identity for him.
Mm.
Yeah, apparently, in that time, right, the Belarusian, they consider the Germans as liberator
Oh,
because, like,
okay.
yeah, I think from reading other historical stuff somewhere.
Mm.
But yeah, but the
Okay.
thing is, yeah, like, so they have to come up with paperwork, and maybe if they get sent to Germany, maybe they will be treated much better. But alas, reality is different than what it is, right? Yeah, so um, the Germans practically round up everyone. No, not they didn't round up everyone yet at that point, but practically a lot of people are worried, yet nervous, so they just gather up in someone's house, right?
Mm.
Yeah, and then Fliora gather up with them as well, pretending to be the guy's grandson.
Wait. Is this that scene where he's like crammed with like a bunch of like
Yeah,
these
Kremlin
people
with
in this?
the
Yeah, and
yes,
then
yes,
like the Germans are about to like throw like a Molotov.
Oh no, well, that's way before that because like it's not crammed in yet. You know, like when they just gather up around, and then there's this one. Actually, it's not German. He's just a collaborator, like a local collaborator that just decide to um, throw his pile with the Germans and come in, and like like he was served with food and beverages, and then
Mm.
suddenly the Germans just drag them away, and that's public humiliation to all of them. And
Mm.
it's a bit confusing because they did mention about providing paperwork, but I think that's just like they just want to mess around with the people.
Mm. Mm.
And
Okay,
then
okay.
they finally push all the villagers to that church or that hallway.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, okay. Um, because like the one that I'm referring to is the scene where the Germans are throwing like a Molotov to like this house of a bunch of people in it, and then apparently the main character was able to get out
Okay. Okay.
before
I
that
gotta
happens.
say, no, before that, right? I already knew. Like, I'm sure you all already knew as well, right? That they're going to burn the house. It's classic, right? Because I watched a Patriot. That's what happened there, and some other stuff.
Okay.
Freedom. But anyway,
Well,
one
well,
thing
well,
that
minus,
really surprised me, they
well,
actually
well,
threw a
minus.
grenade.
Wait, what?
They
Oh,
threw a grenade first. The,
a real grenade?
yeah, well, I mean, not to the actors, of course, and I'm sure the house is like,
Obviously, it's an
yeah.
empty house.
It's like kill Moth wants perfection. He wants to be as closely realistic as possible. So you have to die for the movie. But anyway,
Come on, started the Soviet War. The war.
okay, but seriously though, when the Germans start throwing grenade, right? My jaw literally dropped. Like I didn't expect that. I thought like, oh, it's just classic. They just burned the house using Molotov, but no, they blew it up first. They blew up the insides, and whoever survived, they just burned them down. Oh, and Molotov is not enough. They use flamethrower and
Oh yeah.
shoot
They
at the
just went
house.
into war. Oh
Fuck,
yeah.
fuck.
And then you can hear like people screaming, like in like pain and
Oh,
agony in the background.
oh,
And then when you see like the kid like a close up, um, he was being like dragged by the Germans, and then the Germans like aim like a pistol at like his
yeah,
face,
for a photo
and
shoot,
they
for a
yeah,
fucking photo shoot.
for a photo shoot, and then you can see like this poor man just I don't know how to. Honestly, I don't have any words to describe it. Like
Dude,
you really have. If you have okay, all right, guys. Okay, if you haven't seen it, right, I'm very spoiled to you. But I think even if we spoiled to you, I don't think it's the
words cannot describe
same
it.
experience compared to if you actually saw the movie like by yourself.
Oh wait, hang
Because
on. But you forgot this. You forgot to mention about the scenes that leads up to us before that, right? How Flora managed to get out of the house because the German did offer the people inside, like you can leave through the window, but you have to leave your children behind. People
yeah,
were
yeah.
given sadistic choice, but even so,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So Flora gets out, and it seems that the Germans have like they just don't care about him. even though he's technically a child. But yeah, they just don't care. And then, but practically almost everyone in the village, right? They refuse to go out. They just called. I think like in after that German guy. Let's call him the officer. Because he'll be important later on. Yeah, when the officer shout that out, right? Like, yeah, leave the children here. But so you can get out. I think the scene is just eerily silence, just for people to process it. And I think like in the middle of the camera, you can see like a dad holding his child, and the child starts crying, and the dad just hugs him closer, just to drive the points home, and then like everyone just shout back at the German like, "You monster, you degenerates." Yeah, it's like, how can you do that? How can you let your child die? It's like the amount of horror that they had. All right, and is it okay to talk about you probably know what I'm talking about, what I'm about to talk about, but is it okay to talk about what do you call it, about the woman and her child?
Which part first?
So Fleora got off from the window. In just like oppressing and doing genocides in the countryside. And the moment we mentioned the word woman, you probably can tell where this is going. It's very horrific, and just the audio, just the scream. All right, and also they threw the child back to the house. It's just like yeet.
Right.
How can you throw a baby like that? Oh man, even
it was a baby. It was a baby.
No, it's just like yeet in real life.
Well, like without the yeet, the yeet sound effect, but still.
Yeah. Poor woman. She's just broken in the end.
I'm wondering like if that actually is like if like that's like legit based on like an actual like recount of like somebody who got raped.
Movie was based. Oh, okay. Finally, you say the R word. Okay, so the movie is actually based on a book. It's called "I Am from a Burning Village." I have no idea how realistic it is, but the thing is, wartime rape is it's like surprisingly more common than you think it is, and gang rape, right? It's very common every time you are oppressing like a certain group of people. Like when there's like difference in race or religion, like political identities, it's more common. Yeah.
And
And
yeah.
that's
It
the reality of
it. It happens.
Horrible. Right, and then so the Germans. We have nothing against the Germans, but we have a lot against the Nazis in Germany.
We don't have anything against modern Germany. Modern Germany is very good. I like the sausages.
I mean, if you think about it, right, probably 90% of the German population back in during World War II era, I'm sure there's just practically innocent German. It's just a Nazi. Yeah. All right. I have to talk about the particular group of Nazi soldiers in the movie. Apparently, they're called the 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽𝓪. I think. Hang on. What's it called? 𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪𝓽 something.
𝓟𝓸𝓽𝓪. It's a part of the military death squad. That's what you wrote here.
Yeah, a paramilitary death squad,
Mm.
where their job is just practically to do mass genocide and sow terror among populace. And the thing is, even though there's a word military, they're not trained at all to fight against organized resistance. So that's why.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
What if
They
what
just
if
like,
what if there's like a sudden like uproar of like resistance like marching and they're gonna die, right?
and they just call in the the formal military, the Wehrmacht.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of like opportunistic bastards that just like say whatever Hitler wants them to say, and then like, yeah, like now can you please get us out of the jail, please? We'll do whatever you say. We like to kill too. You and me are buddies, right?
They're like the it's pretty much the twisted like dude bros. if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
Mm-mm.
absolutely.
It's like after they did all that stuff, like you imagine them to kind of at least feel a just a little bit of like humanity guilt, but no, they like like they kind of party around, like get like drunk and like all that stuff. It's like, oh fuck, man.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but and then finally, right? Like watching this movie, right? Before that, sometimes I get angry watching that movie. Like just a bit of anger, just because I got really immersed and invested in the story. As in, like, it's a good kind of anger because like it means like I enjoyed the movie, and then like I just got angry at one character for doing atrocious thing. And also sometimes I get angry as well because the movie is just horribly bad. Looking at you, Battlefield Earth.
Star
But
Wars.
in this movie, right?
New
I
Wars.
feel like, but watching this movie, right, towards the end, I've never felt like an unholy amount of anger towards the Nazi German soldiers here, especially like how finally they got beaten
Oh
by
yeah,
the
yeah.
resistance, right?
That
And then
was actually like very fucking satisfying.
it's very satisfying, but the thing is like when the commanding officer is just basically chickening out and shift the blame towards other people, like, oh, I'm old, I don't want to be here, even though he's practically there, and I'm sure he probably command this man to do whatever, because he just sit there in his jeep, do nothing.
But then again,
So,
like because like he is a Nazi, yes. But then again, you also keep in mind he's also a human being, who
yeah,
gets like
but he could
cornered
do something.
and
He could do something. And think about it, he's a commanding officer, so you can't say that he's not responsible for it.
no, the thing is that I don't think he feels guilty, obviously.
Yeah,
So
it's just
he's
trying to
basically
chicken
trying
his
to
way
like
out of it.
yeah. Just actually like actually okay. Honestly, even in like a modern corporate world, that also happens like sometimes with like big CEOs. Like they just wanna like chicken out like when they're firing like their employees.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
It's not that
common.
different. Yeah, it's very common.
But okay, finally, I get to talk about the officer again. The officer, on the other hand, he didn't chicken out. He said a lot of like chilling things. How he called the his commanding officer just like oh, you're a coward for not taking over responsibility or something. But he just flat out said to the resistance, right, like you don't have the right to exist, and we killed the children because that's where they all started. They're just all subhumans. And his delivery is just very, very horrifying. Like, it's flat out just fanaticism and hate. Like, and that's funny thing. Like, in that particular scene, it's just that I got angry at the general or whatever he is, but at this younger officer, I just feel like horrified, and I'm sure that that's probably the reality of things during the war. So
It
it's
is.
just
It
like
is. It is the reality
ideology.
of
Yeah.
things. It is relative things. But regarding about like how accurate it is, that one is still to be double
Oh,
checked.
I'm sure there are people who are like true believer. And, like, to what degree we have no idea, because
Mhm.
a lot of the Nazi leadership, right? Their makeups a lot of them are a bunch of opportunists. But we can't deny that there are people who legit want to eradicate non-Aryans, because that's what Hitler told them to and what they really believe in.
You believe in the like because you're told repeatedly by a higher ranking officer, and then you're like, yeah, I believe you, and I do
Actually,
whatever you're told.
actually, during the 30s and the 40s, right, eugenics was a real a scientific study. And the thing is, they did make some wrong discovery because of the way they tested is faulty to begin with. But there's this bias that keeps building up, and it's considered as scientific. So you can't really say it's a lie when people say like, "Oh, it's science." It's just a bad finding, but people take it as the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. With the with that what's that topic called? That I did work on this like topic also. Yeah, with the false truth, post truth. There you go, post truth. Truth that was made up.
Mm.
Mm.
Uh,
But yeah, I think yeah, I think I'm pretty sure at this point we already talked about 2 hours straight.
no, we
Well,
only took 1 hour.
which I actually I'm okay with, because this is actually a pretty uncomfortable movie to like discuss about, because it's like almost every single thing that you would imagine of what human beings can do to each other,
You know what's
and
even
it's
sadder
and
than all of
that's
that?
what is it?
The fact that it is tragic, it's not necessary. It's like, how to put this? Nature can be cruel as well, but the thing is, it's because nature wants to survive. Human, on the other hand, we already have all the luxury. We can survive easily, yet we just make things harder on ourselves for no good reason.
Well,
It's
you
very
also
hypocritical.
need to keep in mind people have like different egos too, different
Yeah, that's the
egos
thing, though. It's just that,
and different privileges.
yeah, that's correct. But we
Mm.
still, to put it mildly, inconvenience each other for no solid reason.
Well, what the Joker likes to say. Some man just wants to watch the world burn, which is which actually is true. As sad as that sounds.
Why are you so serious?
No. That's the last line I would say for the Dark Knight. Like, screw this. Okay,
Okay.
let's wrap it up.
All right.
So, would you recommend people to see this?
Um, not all kind of people, but I'm sure that some of my friends will appreciate this movie. And I don't know if it's a good movie to watch in like with other people, even though they're like-minded. Um, I think it's still an interesting experience if you watch it by yourself.
Even
Maybe it's better.
even we don't even watch it like together. We're just like already, and the thing is like we have seen movies like this already, like in the past, like somewhat of like a similar category. But
I
but I
gotta say,
think
I've never watched it.
I'm quite thankful that I we didn't see this together, because I think if we see this together, then I think it would be very very uncomfortable.
Oh,
Um,
very uncomfortable.
when we actually like doing the podcast like now.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think me personally, I would I would recommend it to um a particular group of people, obviously. Um, particularly like, okay, one is the group of people who likes to kind of who appreciates movies like this that goes far and beyond from like conventional cinema. and willing to like take like all this crazy risk, right? Because actually, even I mean, to be fair, we didn't talk about like much about the filmmaking because that's kind of like honestly, it's kind of secondary, even though it's still very very good. But I would still I would still get these people to watch this. One of the reasons is because of that, but also is because very. I don't think this movie can ever get made like today. To be honest with you, even like with like nowadays like people more and more indie films are like coming up here and there, but I think doing something like this, I think it would be very very difficult
Yeah,
to
because it
achieve.
requires skill.
It requires skill, and also the thing is about like you said before, like the cow that gets that gets killed,
Yeah, I'm sure they
like
can make it in
using live
20.
animations. No, like I'm talking about like with like the same method that they used to make this. I think you kind of make this like today. It's very very difficult, and I mean, and you probably would get sued. Yeah. So yeah, filmmakers. Who else? Maybe historians. I think
Oh yeah, historians. Because the thing
historians.
is, that's a sad thing, really. It's just that I think, oh yeah, like I forgot where the quote come from, and I'm sure a lot of people might hear it already. But you know, like people who doesn't learn history will make the same mistake again. And I think this movie acts as that reminder, the horror of war. And
Mm.
unfortunately, I don't think we can convince those people that will start war anyway. Looking at you, political figures and extremists. But at the very least, we can equip ourselves with that mindset that, yeah, this is what we have to do our best to not let all of this horror happen again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. So filmmakers, historians,
Pacifist,
maybe pacifist, activists, maybe if you really really hate like
but
those
not animal
uh
rights group.
uh maybe not particularly activist animal rights
Boy.
participants. No, probably not that one. And also anti gun violence activists too.
I mean, it's not too bad, really.
Well, the power they're throwing them out, I think that would probably like trigger them like it's some sort. I mean, I got um I'm not offended, but I do feel like some sort of like, oh, this is really bad. This is really 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 bad. But yeah, I think that's all for now. Cause like yeah, uh, next episode I think we're going to be discussing about Dune, I believe.
Oh yes, I'm going to watch it this Sunday.
Because yeah, oh, it's that Sunday, so not Saturday.
Nah, I already have plans for Saturday.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna be watching the new Dune with Denis Villeneuve and
And David Lynch
at
version.
the same time with David Lynch version. So I have seen I've seen the new Dune on Monday I think. I haven't seen the David Lynch one, so I'm planning to see that like maybe tomorrow or something.
I heard
Pretty
it's
much
pretty
like
creepy.
yeah, pretty much like by the time when this podcast come out, like that's pretty much like the time when I probably see the David Lynch's version, which I'm actually quite interested in. Yeah. If I mean, do you actually want to also um watch like there's this documentary called Jodorowsky's Dune, and it's an unmade movie that was supposed to be directed by Jodorowsky. So
Wait,
he's trying to make
so it's another adaptation?
it's another adaptation by Jodorowsky, but it was never made because it's too ambitious, and the whole
Oh,
project
let me
is
see
just like a
this.
complete mess. Yeah,
Wait, hang on,
but
hang on.
it's
Is this
a pretty
before or
interesting.
after David Lynch?
I think it's before David Lynch
Okay,
because
that's even crazier because it's
I
already.
think it's before.
Is it cutting edge by the time David Lynch make that movie?
It kind of is. A little bit, I think. Because David Lynch's version, I think it was made in like that came out like 1984, if I'm mistaken.
Mm.
Which is because there's because I read like the earliest CG character that was made, that was like what 2 years before or something.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
so Jodorowsky's Dune. Yeah,
I'll keep that in mind.
it's a documentary. Um, I mean, we might or might not watch this one. I'm probably gonna watch it because I'm also quite interested with this version. I want to see like what it looks like. Even though it looks really stupid, but and who knows? We might be missing like a masterpiece. We'll never know. But yeah, it's a pretty people say it's a pretty good documentary. So I'll check it out.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's a topic for another time.
That's that for another time, and catch you guys later.
Ciao.
Ciao.